Welcome to the Pew!
Welcome to the Pew!
The special nightclub edition of the Pew at the LES space.
Lovelyly gentrified Lower East Side of it.
201 Allen Street. And you better hurry. Probably actually by the time this episode comes out, this show will not be here, but you might still have time to see it at Castle Fitzjohn's, which is where?
98 Orchard Street, and that one is over, I think, on the 24th of July. This one will end on the 13th of July.
So hurry. We are going to devote our first segment to the legendary Celebrity Club at the basement of the tunnel.
Started in the basement of the tunnel.
People don't realize that that was the primordial soup, the birthplace of the Club Kid movement, where it exploded like projectile vomit,
or like
into
herpes.
The rest of the New York City club scene, or like a bulging zit spewing pus throughout the clubland.
Just like that. And also, you know, it was, the Celebrity Club also was the kind of epitome of the Club Kid ideology, which is the satire of celebrity and how we were kind of going through cycles very quickly, and we had a Celebrity of the Week, and so we were making fun of that while at the same time celebrating it.
So we're talking about the Celebrity Club and how it burst forth from the basement of the tunnel, but you only gave me invites of the Celebrity Club from the world.
No, these are the tunnel. It's because we have two of you. But these were the ones from the tunnel, I think, were a little bit more...
well, the tunnel was a more luxurious club than the world.
Well, and you could see by the size of the invitations compared to the world. We spent twice as much. But also it was in the design. It's like got a really campy kind of... you can't really see, design to it, and this was the time when Acid House was just coming into vogue.
Right, so I remember you pointing this out.
Yeah.
I thought it was very funny that
we wanted something that would represent visually the way Acid House music sounded. So we thought something that was kind of like that. So if somebody would have dropped a piece of acid on a piece of paper, how it would have affected the ink. So every week, it started off with a little corner of the invite was a little bit, off, and then every week it was a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger to the end of Celebrity Club. The invitations,
you really almost cannot read this.
There's even more than that. There are invitations that you literally cannot read the date or the place or the time or anything. It's just a big blob, which I thought was really cool because it was a good example of Rudolph putting art over commerce. He thought it was the ideal was more important than, if nobody knew where the party was, tough luck. We got a great invitation, and it was fabulous.
And then when you got kicked out of the tunnel, you had to go to the world, and where that cheap-ass club didn't even want to pay to print on the other side.
On two sides, I know. One side.
Well, this club was in the way on Avenue C before it was gentrified.
Yes.
So
Avenue, Second Street.
It was very low budget, that club, although I liked it.
I liked it too. And it went from Wednesdays to, now it was on Thursdays at the World.
So you can see the various celebrities here: Lahoma Van Zant, Howie Montauk, Michael Musto, Patrick McMullen, Shawn Michael, Doug Campbell, Queen Victoria, Miss Fish, John Sex, Arthur Weinstein. I guess he was a celebrity.
Yeah.
Frank Rocchio, Rocco Primavera. The list goes on and on.
What I liked about it though was I liked the big bold names in the back. The Celebrity of the Week: John Sex, Diamanda Galas.
Did Diamanda Galas really go to that party?
She did, and she was so horrified. She took one look in the room and got up and ran. Larry Seidler is the one who hooked that up. She has not spoken to him since. Happy Face, James St. James.
The list goes on, and we will continue with that list when we come back.
And now a word from our sponsor. Welcome back to the Pew.
Welcome back to the Pew!
Welcome back to the Pew! Where audience members are howling with excitement about the... howling! about the Celebrity Club. All the stars come out for the Celebrity Club.
One of the things that I loved about the Celebrity Club, it was one, Larry D's DJing, which was really good, and he was really fun. And the other thing that I loved about it, especially when it was in the basement of the tunnel, is that everybody was really friendly there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still like everybody was just tipsy or drunk. There was not a lot of hard drug use.
Well, and not only that, but nobody was making a lot of money, so there was nothing to argue about.
Right,
like,
everybody was poor.
Yeah, and when everybody's poor, everybody gets along because
except the trust funders.
Right, and even they were poor because they were fake trust funders, but or they just had enough. They weren't trusted enough to with a lot of money. They were just trusted enough.
They weren't trusted enough to have fun.
Right,
They're trust funds.
Right. Or the ones that were trusted enough to have fun went off the cliff. What were we just talking about?
That everybody there was really nice.
Yeah, and that everybody got along because there was no money. So people didn't start arguing until there was all this money to be made, and then it was like, well, why is he making $500 a minute? I should be making $500 a minute.
And the club kids then, those original club kids were not even so jaded because Michael would have an open bar there starting at 11 or 10:30.
And people would be there for it.
People would be there at 10. That's how poor we were, that we would be there at 10:30 for the open bar.
And this is how jaded we are, that we think that it's great that people actually showed up for free drinks. I mean, but it did get to a point where people just wouldn't even show, where free drinks weren't even close to enough. I mean, you had to give them free drinks and give them a free dinner and then pay them to go and then expect them to be 2 hours late.
At the beginning, though, everybody came. You came at 10:30 and you would be wasted by 11:30, and then the party would be really fun for 3 hours of just drunk
and then you would go home at like
madness.
a decent hour, like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right, you would go home. I would go home at 3. I remember from the Celebrity. Yeah, I would leave at 3.
Wow.
Well, on to the more jaded parties.
Oh, yeah.
Michael just pulled this gem out. This is the Night Train Express, where it's the world's longest open bar from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Now talk about a club owner not making any money.
It should have been till 3:59 so that they could make 1 minute of sales.
Needless
This
to say,
party infuriated Peter Gatien. Infuriated him because it was on a Saturday night at a club basically across the street from Limelight.
His competition.
Right, and I hosted it. So it was a comp invitation.
Free admission,
free drinks all night long. And he said, Michael, I sell 2 things. I sell door admission and I sell booze. You're giving away door admission and you're giving away booze and you're doing it at a club that's not mine. How am I supposed to compete with that? And I said, well, you have to have the longest open bar too.
See you next time.
Bye.